Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Homage to my teacher, Lokaswami Nansi. Sadhu, sadhu. Okay, dear Dhamma friends, today we are going to learn this beautiful sutta from the Anguttara Nikaya, Numerical Discourses of the Buddha. Saupādisesa sutta. With this extraordinary knowledge of the Enlightened One, we are going to learn very new things. These are new because normally we get information, lots of information from ordinary people with ordinary knowledge, not with extraordinary knowledge, right? So that knowledge, ordinary knowledge, is everywhere. It is common. But this extraordinary knowledge is always with the Buddha's teachings. When you learn the Buddha's teachings, you can learn these new things about life, hidden things. Because only an enlightened one can discover these things for the first time in the world. And then when that Dhamma is spread everywhere, gods and humans would come to know about those things. And these teachings will not last forever in heaven or in human world. These teachings will stay for, will be available for gods and humans for a very short time. And the teachings will disappear. Again, what will remain? Ordinary knowledge. How to build houses, how to build roads, how to build vehicles, how to build weapons. This ordinary knowledge will be always there. But this extraordinary knowledge is extremely rare. What is this extraordinary knowledge? It is about how to end suffering. To do that, one has to know what suffering is, truly the suffering is, what is the cause of suffering, and what is the end, what is the solution, Nibbana. One has to know. And then how to achieve Nibbana, the path to end suffering. So basically the Four Noble Truths. These teachings are the rarest teachings in the world. So we had some good karma so that we have come across these teachings in this life. And the goal is to use these teachings and to enter the path of ending suffering. So in this Saupādisesa sutta, we are going to learn about those extraordinary things about this life. Can we read together?
At one time, the Buddha was living near Savatthi in Jeta's grove, Anantapindika's monastery. The then Venerable Sariputta rose up in the morning and, taking his bow and book, entered Savatthi for harvest. Then it occurred to him, It's too early to wander forms in silence. Why don't I visit the monastery of the wanderers of other religions? Then he went to the monastery of the wanderers of other religions and exchanged greetings with the wanderers there. When the greetings and polite conversations were over, he sat down to one side. Now at that time, while those wanderers of other religions were sitting together, this discussion came up among them. Okay, is it clear what is happening here? So monks from as the disciples of the Buddha, following Buddha's instructions, this from time to time they go to meet the disciples of other religious masters, right? So, like today, people go to temples, go to church, go to mosque, go to other religious sacred sites, places, institutions, and people are curious. People like to gather knowledge, discuss things. So, as an Arahant monk, Venerable Sariputta Thero also went to see these people who were following a different doctrine, and they had a friendly conversation first as a greeting, and then he was welcomed there, and he sat down to one side, and what happened next? So they were discussing about something, and when Sariputta Bhante was sitting there, they asked him this question. What is the question? Reverence. No one who dies in an execution is exempt from the animal realm or the ghost realm. They are not exempt from cases of loss, bad places, the underworld.
Okay, so this is something interesting, because even though they were like they were holding other views and following different doctrine apart from Buddhism, they still believed rebirth. They still believed rebirth, and they believed rebirth in miserable places, lower destinations. So they believed that hell exists, animal realm exists, the rebirth in God's realm exists. They believed in these things, right? Isn't that interesting? Nowadays, people think only Buddhists. Some people think only Buddhists believe in rebirth or hell, heaven, and all these things, right? But it is very clear that religious followers also believed in those things. But here, it's you can understand that their knowledge is incomplete. The teachings they received were not quite accurate. We can learn about that later. But the meaning of this statement is that if somebody dies with defilements, here residue means with defilements. If somebody dies with defilements, what are the defilements? I saw a list of defilements in Janet's notebook, in one of the previous notes. 16 defilements. Can you read? Can you read 16 defilements? Because some people might want to know the meaning of defilements. If somebody dies with defilements, he or she is not exempt from rebirth in hell, animal world and ghost world. That means if somebody dies with defilements, they are all liable to be born in hell, animal world or ghost world. They haven't escaped from these worlds. What do you think? You found that? What are those defilements? Some examples?
Awakeness, evil, anger, resentment, contempt, conceit, arrogance, vanity, insolence, envy, avarice, deceit, fraud, this one is abstinency, bribery, negligence.
Okay. You want homework? Can you find simpler meanings for those terms? Linda, you also can do that homework.
Yes, I can.
Some words are difficult, right?
Yes.
So try to find, like, they should be easily understood, because those defilements, we live every day with those defilements. So there should be a way to understand easily the meaning of those, right? So you can use a dictionary, right? And find the meaning, and so bring that next time so everybody can understand.
Right.
So some of the examples for some of those defilements. So if somebody dies with those defilements like greed, hatred, delusion, anger, ill will, right? Jealousy, contempt, conceit, ego, with these defilements, they are in great danger. In other words, they're in great danger that anytime, and they have not escaped from rebirth in these bad worlds. When they shared this statement with Arahant Sariputta Thero, what did Arahant Sariputta Thero do? If you were there, you would say, yes, yes, that is true. Will you say like that? What did Sariputta Bhante say?
Sariputta or rejected that statement of the wanderers of other religions. He got up from his seat thinking, I will learn the meaning of this statement from the Buddha himself.
Oh, even Arahant Sariputta Bhante thought like that, right? Sariputta Bhante didn't approve it. He didn't accept that. No, he rejected. He didn't go to argue with them. Right? He kept in silence. And then he again asked friends, right? No argument, no uh, fighting, nothing, right? He got up from his seat. And only thought that was in his mind that was that, okay, let me go to my teacher, the Blessed One, the greatest in the world, and let me learn from the Blessed One the meaning of this statement, whether this is correct or not. Okay. Then
Sariputta wandered for alms in Savatthi. After the meal, on his return from Orthrana, he went to the Buddha, bowed, sat down to one side, and told him what happened. Sariputta, these foolish, incompetent warriors following other religions, who are they to know whether someone has residue or not?
oh, now we understand that statement was
False.
false. That was wrong. Right? Not correct. So what is that statement? Everybody who dies with defilements. Defilements, with defilements. That means without abandoning all the defilements. Will be reborn in bad places, such as hell, animal realm, and ghost world. Right? So what was the statement?
Everybody who dies with defilements will be reborn in bad places, such as hell, animal realm, and ghost realm.
If you look at it like superficially, you think it's correct. But Buddha very clearly mentioned those who make such a statement are not wise. Right? And to make such a statement, first you have to analyze who dies with defilements and who dies without defilements, and what is the meaning of defilements, what is the meaning of the residue of defilements. They don't have any idea about those things. Buddha explained. On the other hand, Buddha explained what happened when people die, those people with defilements. They said they all go to a bad rebirth. Now Buddha explains this. This is a new knowledge to the world. Okay, so that knowledge, this knowledge is an ordinary knowledge. Now we're going to learn the extraordinary knowledge. Can you read?
There are these 9 individuals who die residue are exempt from the animal realm and the ghost realm. They are exempt from places of loss, bad places, the underworld, whatnot.
Oh, that's extraordinary knowledge. We go with green. This is red because it is wrong. So Buddha taught there are nine, we can say very fortunate people. There are 9 very fortunate people. Why are they fortunate? Because even though they have not abandoned all the defilements from their mind, even though there are some defilements left in their mind, they are not going to be reborn in a bad place. They are exempt from hell, exempt from animal rebirth, exempt from ghost rebirth. Right? 9. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 5, but 9. So what do you think? If you try, you can be one of those 9. Anybody can, if they try and follow the path honestly, right? So the first person, Buddha explains here about the first person. There is an individual Who has fulfilled? Okay, better to go find the Pali for this. Sure. This one. Buddha explains, Ida Sariputta ekacho puggalo silesu paripurакари hoti. These are the qualities of those 9 fortunate individuals. And first, we are going to learn the qualities, special qualities of the first person. First, very fortunate person. Silesu paripurакари hoti, samadhismin paripurакари, panyaya mata saukara. So we are going to learn about these 9 fortunate people with defilements or without defilements. With defilements. How about the person without defilements? They are not going to be reborn in any world. Here we are talking about somebody who is going to be reborn again. That is why. That's why we are not going to talk about the person who is not going to be reborn, right? We know that that individual that we call the great arahant is already escaped from rebirth, not only from rebirth in hell, animal world, and ghost world, from rebirth from all worlds, all rebirths, right? So here we are learning about these 9 fortunate people who are going to be reborn, but they are not going to be reborn in miserable places. They are going to be reborn in happier places, right? And we are going to learn more about those places as we go along. So the first person, Silesu paripurакари hoti, means he keeps precepts well, and he has fulfilled virtue, right? He has observed precepts, practiced those precepts well for a long time. He's well established in those precepts, right? So he fulfills precepts, means like he practices well, he keeps them well. And the second quality? First person, first quality. First person, second quality. Samadhismi paripurакари. He has fulfilled samadhi, unification of mind, concentration. That means he is a very good meditator. He meditates well. He attains jhanas well. Okay? So he fulfills samadhi, concentration. And the third quality, panyaya mata saukari. He has limited wisdom. That means he has developed wisdom to some extent. In this case, to a greater extent, but not developed wisdom fully. That means he has not realized Four Noble Truths fully. He still has to understand more things. That's the meaning. So he has developed wisdom to some degree. Okay? To some degree. Greater degree, okay? So panchanang orambhagyanang sanyojananang parikkaya. Panchanang orambhagyanang sanyojananang parikkaya. So this is the fourth one. He has ended 5 lower fetters. Have you learned about 5 lower fetters? Identity weave, clinging to rites and rituals, doubt, sense desire, anger, those 5 lower fetters. So major defilements are gone, but there are defilements remaining. And his name is Antara Parinibai Hoti. He will extinguish between one life and the next. That means when he is reborn, he will be reborn one more time because he is a non-returner. He's a non-returner who has attained the 3rd stage of enlightenment. He will be reborn. What did the people from other religion sects say? If somebody dies with defilements, will definitely go to a bad rebirth. But here Buddha teaches this person still has defilements, but he doesn't go to a bad rebirth. He go to Brahma world because he has attained the 3rd stage of enlightenment. And this is only one of those who have attained the 3rd stage of enlightenment. And Buddha explains, Ayang Sariputta Patamo Puggalo Saupādisesa Kalang Purumano Parimutto Nireya Parimitto Tirachana Yoniya Parimutto Peta Visaya Parimutto Apaya Duggati Vinipata. Buddha explains, Sariputta, this is the first person who dies with defilements, still remaining defilements, but has escaped from rebirth in hell, animal world, and ghost world. He is reborn in the Brahma world as a non-returner. His destination is Brahma world. As a non-returner. Now do you understand how wrong that their statement was? Those other religious people. Some of their views were right? That means hell exists, rebirth in bad places exists, right? And that there is a rebirth. Those kind of views are correct. But this one was wrong about their rebirths, defilements. They don't have that understanding. Then Buddha explains about the second individual. Punachapara Sariputta Idekacho Puggalo Silesu Paripurakari Hoti. Again, the second individual fulfills. Okay, so this is the second. Okay. He fulfills precepts. Samadhis means Paripurakari Hoti. That means he fulfills meditation, concentration. Panyaya Matsokari, again, he has not completely developed wisdom. He has developed wisdom to some degree, and he still has to follow the path. Has more work to be done, right? So Panchanang Orambhagyanang Sangojananam Parikkaya. He also has ended 5 lower fetters, but his name is different this time. Upahacha Parinibai Hoti. The translation is he will attain extinguishment upon landing. That is also about a non-returner. Again, he is born in the Brahma world. That is his final life. And there he will attain final Nibbana. He is now there as a non-returner. Didn't he have defilements?
Yeah.
He did. Did he go to a bad world?
No.
No. Because these fetters that would take one to a lower destinations were ended. That's the secret. It's not that all the defilements take beings to bad places. Only some defilements will take one to bad places. And those defilements were gone in non-returners. Then Buddha explains about the third fortunate person who has completely escaped from rebirth in bad places. With the ending of 5 laws of it. Okay, so with same qualities, Silesa Paripurakari Hoti, that means fulfills precepts. Samadhi Paripurakari, that means he fulfills concentration. Panyaya Matta Sokari, that means he has developed wisdom to some degree only. And he has ended law of ethics. So we are talking about third or fourth? Third, right? Third. So this is the third person. And his name is Asankhara Parinibbai Hoti. And they will attain extinguishment without extra effort. That's the name, the translation of the name. Okay, Asankhara Parinibbai Hoti. Again, it is he is a non-returner now in the Brahma world and will attain final Nibbana there. Even though he had defilements when he left the human world, he didn't go to a bad rebirth. Okay? And then Buddha explains about the fourth fortunate individual who dies with defilements, some of the defilements, right? So he also fulfills precepts, fulfills concentration, and he has developed wisdom to some degree. He also has ended 5 laws of ethics, and his name is Sasankhara Parinibbai. Sasankhara Parinibbai. He is also a non-returner. He will attain extinguishment there with extra effort. That is the name, and that is referring to his path, how he is going to attain the rest of the practice. Sasankhara Parinibbai. He also died with defilements, but did not go to a bad destination. He went to Brahma world instead. Then Buddha explains about the fifth fortunate disciple of the Buddha. And interestingly, all these fortunate people so far, are they disciples of the Buddha or outside of the dispensation? They are all disciples of the Buddha. They are all disciples of the Buddha. So that means they all had to follow the Noble Eightfold Path to escape from painful rebirths. Buddha explains about the fifth person. He also has fulfilled precepts. He also has fulfilled concentration. He has developed wisdom to some degree. He has ended 5 laws of ethics, and his name is Uddhang Soto Hoti Akanittagami. They head upstream going to the Akanitta realm. That's the name of the fifth Anagami, non-returner. And he will attain final Nibbana there. Buddha explains these five individuals so far, even though they passed away with defilements, they didn't go to bad places. How many more?
Four.
Four more. Okay. This is the most difficult exam to pass. To, to escape from painful rebirth. This is the biggest problem in life. You know, when we leave human world, if the bad karma takes us to a miserable place like hell, animal world, ghost world, that is the biggest problem of any being. And then this continuous journey of rebirth is the biggest problem of this life. Not the problems we think as problems. These are the biggest problems. Then Buddha explains about the sixth person, right? Sixth person. Punacha parang sariputta ide khacho puggalos silesu paripurakari hoti. Again, he fulfills precepts. Which individual? Sixth, right? He fulfills precepts. Samadhisming matta saukari hoti. Before it was samadhisming paripurakari, if you can remember. Paripurakari means fulfilling. Now samadhisming matta saukari means you have to change this, not fulfilling. Okay? If he has developed concentration to some degree. So he still has to improve in that aspect. Concentration to some degree. Okay. And the next one? Next quality? Panya Mata Saukari, same. He has developed wisdom to some degree. But lesser than the non-returner. And the next quality? So Tinnang Sangyojanang Parikaya. Next quality. Before ended 5 law of fitness, but now is different. This sixth individual has not done this yet. What he has done? He has ended not 5, 3 fetters only. 3 fetters. That's next quality. And then the fifth quality. Raga dosha mohanang thanutta. Raga dosha moha. You know that? Passion, hatred, delusion, right? These 3 things have been weakened, not eliminated, weakened. Compared to how they were before. There is some control, right? Because of the development of mindfulness, wisdom, vipassana knowledge. And this fortunate disciple, the sixth disciple of the Buddha, is called Sakadagami. Sakadagami, not Anagami. Previous 5 disciples were called Anagami. This disciple is called Sakadagami, Saking Agami. He will be reborn one more time. Not in the Brahma world, but in human world or heavenly world. That will be his final life. Here, there is the meaning here. Sakideva imanga lokang aganta dukkha shantam karoti. That means one more time, he or she will be reborn in the sense world. Sense world means human world or heavenly world. One more time. Okay? And that will be the final life, and that fortunate disciple will end suffering there. Didn't he die with defilements?
Yeah.
He did, right? But he didn't. He's completely escaped from rebirth in painful worlds. And Buddha explains with extraordinary knowledge about the seventh fortunate disciple. So this disciple, Unacha parang sariputta idekacho puggalo silesu paripurakari hoti. He fulfills precepts. Samadhisming mattasavakari. He has developed concentration to some degree. So he's doing meditation. He's working hard. Even though he doesn't have like fully like developed jhanas, advanced jhanas, he's doing his meditation. He's improving. Panyaya mattasavakari. He has developed wisdom to some degree. That means realization of the Four Noble Truths. So, Tinnang Sangyojananang Parikaya, again, he has ended three fetters. Remember those three fetters? Identity view, clinging to wrong rites and rituals, and doubt. Doubt about path, future, rebirth, doubt about cause and effect mechanism, lack of understanding about it, and that's gone. Doubt is abandoned. So Thinnang Sangyojanam Parikya, he has ended three fetters. His name is Ekabiji. Ekabiji. Is that a new name? Ekabiji. We learned about these disciples. Remember? We learned about what's the first?
There.
Antara Parinibai, that's one name. We learned about second name Upahacha Parinibai, and then we learned about another name Asankara Parinibai, another name Sasankara Parinibai, another name Uddansoto Hoti Akanittagami, and then we learn about Sakadagami, another name Ekabiji. Okay, you want to know the meaning? Meaning is Ekang yeva manusakam bhavang nibbattetva dukkhasantam karoti. A definite statement. He will be reborn one more time, definitely a human rebirth. Definitely in the human world. See here? The translation is one seed, Ekabiji. He or she will be reborn just one time in a human existence, then make an end of suffering. Okay. And what are the qualities of this fortunate disciple? He has fulfilled precepts. He has developed concentration to some And then,
develop wisdom to some degree,
and
secretary,
yeah. And then what is the next one? That's it. Yeah. Only this. Okay. What is his name? Ekabiji. One more human life. That's the seventh person. How many more?
or two.
There are not that many fortunate people. Only 9, right? According to this discourse. So this is the 8th fortunate disciple, and it's still disciples of the Buddha, not outside of the dispensation. And Buddha explains this fortunate, the 7th disciple, also escaped from rebirth in hell, animal world, and ghost world. His final life will be human world, human rebirth, and there he attained final extinguishing, final nibbana, end of suffering. No more traveling in this journey of misery, right? Experiencing how many plane crashes, how many accidents, how many earthquakes, how many tornadoes, right? How many floodings, how many wars. This is the danger of existence, the continued existence. Ending suffering means ending all this, escape from all these problems in the world. Unfortunately, Buddha discovered this solution. Otherwise, it's called endless journey. Endless journey. Buddha discovered an end to this endless journey. Otherwise, endless journey, right? Very rare. So then, Buddha explains about the 8th fortunate disciple. Here, he also Silesu Paripura hoti. He fulfills precepts. Samadhismi Matsokari. That means he has developed concentration to some degree. Panya Matsokari. He has developed wisdom to some degree. He has some understanding about the Four Noble Truths. So Tinnang Sangyojananam Parikhaya. Okay. That means he has ended 3 fetters and his name is Kolang Kolo. Kolang Kolo. And Buddha gives the meaning here. Dveva Tiniva Kulani Sandhavita Sansarita Dukkha Santan Karoti. So this fortunate disciple, even though he dies with defilements, still remaining defilements, he has escaped from rebirth in hell, animal world, and ghost world, and in all the bad destinations. He will be reborn. Dve means 2. Tini means 3. Va means O. Okay, so he will be reborn 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. If he does not go to bad places, where will be he reborn? 2, 3 times where?
Well,
In human world or heavenly world, or in both worlds. But 2 or 3. And he will achieve the end of suffering. In his second life or in his third life. He will put an end to this suffering, attaining Nibbana, the greatest happiness in the world. What is his name? Kolang Kolang. So we learned about those Ekabiji, the same qualities here. According to this discuss these qualities. Ekabiji, Kolang Kolo. Okay. And we are going to learn about the last fortunate disciple. 9. Buddha explains, Sidekacho Puggalo Silesu Paripurakari Hoti. Again, that what does it mean? He fulfills precepts. Samadhi Matsokari means he developed concentration to some degree. Hanya Matsokari means he has developed wisdom to some degree. Wisdom always refers to realization of the Four Noble Truths. Okay. So Thinnang Sangyojanam Parikya, he has ended 3 fetters, and his name is Sattakhattu Paramo. Sattakhattu Paramo. Long name. Sattakhattu Paramo. Huh?
The name doesn't appear in the translation. So is the name really of importance?
Which translation? Here?
It does, but
They have at most 7 rebirths. That means they will transmigrate at most 7 times among gods and humans and then make an end of suffering. Sattakattu paramang dvecha devecha, okay? Devecha manussecha sandhavita sansarita dukkha santam karoti. He will be reborn maximum 7 times among devas and humans and will attain final nibbana. There. That means when they attain nibbana, will they still have defilements or all the defilements abandoned? Yeah, even though they abandon some of the defilements in the human world, they will definitely abandon the rest of the defilements in heaven, in the Brahma world, in the human world next time before they attain nibbana. Without abandoning all the defilements, no one can attain nibbana. No one can attain end of rebirth, end of suffering. All the defilements, all the negative things from the mind, the negative things that create pain for oneself and for others. You know, the suffering in this world, the pain in lives. Is this suffering created by good qualities or negative qualities? Negative qualities, definitely. Anger, greed, craving, attachment, conceit, ego, the negative qualities. So negative qualities have created this suffering. In order to achieve end of suffering, all the negative qualities should be abandoned, and that's called nibbana. Very practical, right? Makes full sense, complete sense, right? So Buddha explains this is the 9th fortunate person who, even though dies with defilements, but escapes from all the bad worlds. And these last 3 defilements, if you need one name for all these 3, if you need one name, stream enterer. Okay, Sotapanna. 3 different types of Sotapanna disciples. The reason why they are different is explained in other discourses. Because their spiritual faculties, the degree is different.
So they don't have to go through 7 lines.
Anguttara Nikaya.
Yes, so that-
Yeah, they don't go. These 2 don't go for
7.
no. This one only 1, this one only 2 or 3. This one may be 4, 5, 6, or 7. Not necessarily everybody goes for 7. Maximum 7. Okay. That's the realization of the Buddha. and it's because of their difference between their spiritual faculties, faith faculty, energy faculty, mindfulness faculty, concentration faculty, and wisdom faculty. They are varied, right? And Buddha explains this foolish. Can you read this one?
Is foolish, incompetent, honest, following other religions. Who are they to know whether someone has with you? These are the 9 individuals who dying with virtue are exempt from hell, the animal realm and the ghost realm. They are exempt from places of loss, bad places, the underworld. Up until now, Sarada, I have not felt the need to give this exposition of the teaching to the monks, nuns, laymen, and layworkers. Why is it that? For I didn't want those who heard it to introduce negligence. However, I have spoken in order to answer.
Buddha said Buddha didn't want to teach about this before because people will, then my disciples will be negligent. Why? Thinking, oh, I have these qualities. So that means I have already escaped from bad world, so I can relax now. I don't need to practice this seriously. See, think about this limitless compassion of an enlightened one. Right? In the ordinary world, if they achieve like little things, they like show off and overestimate themselves. But even after achieving very higher things, Buddha's disciples, still Buddha didn't want his disciples to be negligent and satisfied with what they have already achieved, because Buddha's goal was to encourage his disciples to achieve the full liberation, to push everybody to the final goal, that is the end of suffering. Otherwise, they have to experience some degree of suffering with every rebirth. Even though they are not going to be reborn in bad places, still Buddha explains rebirth is painful. That's why Buddha didn't want to share this teaching before. But now Buddha had to answer because Arahant Sariputta Thero asked this question.
One thing. So the level of enlightenment, it has to go from Sotapanna and go up. Or
Yeah, it goes
it
like
has to
that.
jump to
Now, some disciples quickly realize even the arahantship, but they all pass these stages really quickly. Yeah,
they already
yeah, they already have the knowledge of a stream enterer. They already have the knowledge of, like, it's not that they go to the final knowledge so they don't have the initial understanding. No, that's impossible. They have they have the understanding of all these disciples in the initial stages have, so that means they pass all these stages. Okay, does anybody have any questions?
Until you're talking about religions in that time, in Buddha time, there was no religion, right?
Many.
Like what was the religion at that time?
We can learn in a different class.
Because
So many religions. More than 50. That means religion means somebody explains about his opinions, his views, his beliefs about life. Okay.
just Siddhartha Gautama was or
No, he Bodhisattva didn't achieve any stage of enlightenment in his past lives. He attained the Samma Sambuddha state in this life. In this life, he became fully awakened. into this life. He discovered everything for the first time in his life. Okay, not that he discovered some things in past lives and completed in this life. No, it's not. That's not it happened. He discovered everything in this very life. That's why he said, the thing I have realized, the four foundation of establishments, the noble eightfold path, the 7 stages of enlightenment, the Four Noble Truths. Every time when Buddha was preaching, Buddha would say, I realized for the first time this Dhamma that I have never heard before. Pubbe ananusutesu dhammesu. The Dhamma I have not heard before. Okay? So, very first time Buddha realized these things. Question? Anybody from online class, online friends? If you have questions, please unmute yourself.
Bhante, when it refers to fulfillment of ethics, is that mainly maintaining precepts, or is it beyond that?
Mainly precepts. Silasu Paripurakari means precepts. Bodily good conduct and verbal good conduct. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante.
No problem. Now,
He fulfills precepts. That means 5 precepts, right?
yeah.
Okay, minimum 5 precepts.
Yeah, minimum 5 precepts.
I think the precepts mentioned in Mahamevnawa sutta, that Majjhima Sila, and that's for the
That's for the monks.
This,
One has to develop these qualities, right?
those 5 precepts is the same one we do in the
Yeah. So we all practice, right? Train. Hoping to be included in this one of these categories. Not easy, eh?
In some example of the develop of the wisdom that some gave is it, and I mean, what kind of wisdom that we are talking?
So, as a stream enterer, they realize the Four Noble Truths in the initial stage. About 5 aggregates of clinging, 6 sense bases, understanding that these 5 aggregates of clinging or 6 sense bases for great elements, they are impermanent, subject to change, become otherwise, and they have that understanding.
Not necessarily to really apply that, but understanding is
They have applied teachings to their life to a greater extent, but they don't have a very deep understanding like the ones returners have and non-returners and arahants have. They have seen the truth for themselves, but not like other disciples have seen them deeply. But also their realization will never abandon them. Realization will stay with them. Even when they go to next life, that realization will go with them, will stay with them. The extreme interest realization.
Like the first perspective of developing some wisdom is developed. So that's like the first, and secondly, the truth of life.
Yeah. More wisdom is developed when they go from stream enter higher and higher. More wisdom is added to their realization.
If you get full wisdom, you have to be the fourth number three, so the number eightfold path.
Yeah, Noble Eightfold Path is practiced everywhere from the beginning. And the Noble Eightfold Path is, the practice is completed when they attain the fourth stage of enlightenment. Yeah, it's true. This wisdom is gained solely through the practice of development of a Noble Eightfold Path. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, it's through the Noble Eightfold Path. There's no any other way. Okay, that's all for today. No more questions. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Today we collected lots of merit by going for research to the triple gem, observing precepts, practicing meditation, reading the words of the Buddha, studying the teachings of the Buddha, helping each other in many ways. We share all the merit with our teacher, Lokaswamin Mahanse. We share all the merit with Devas. We share all the merit with our parents, teachers, family members, friends, and with all beings in this world. May all beings enjoy good health, long life, happiness, and peace.
Also, Bante, many merit for beautiful Dhamma session. We would like to share merit with Bante, worship Bante, and ask something.
Sukhi. Sukhi.
Hanya katang punyang samina,
Sadhu.
samina katang punyang maya,
Sadhu.
sadhu sadhu. Okasa dwara plena katang sapang.
Come on.
Okasa kamang Bante, dutia okasa samang.
Abhivadana silissa niccang vaddhapajayino cattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukham balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevaca ato nibbana sampatti minate samijjatu.